Okay. We might need the extension one. We'll take that as well.
Right. Okay.
You know what?
No. Welcome to a day in the life of a Harbour Master. This documentary is about a close friend of mine, Colin. We've been buddies since we were the age of 4, and he's asked me to come down and do some work for him, and at the same time I thought I'd make a series of documentaries about the things he gets up to in his everyday life. Today we are repositioning a new buoy. Well, an old buoy actually, but it's going to be repositioned because where it is now is not any longer doing its job. So he's taking me out on the Sandwich tug to do this job. It's the smallest boat I've been on, because before, the smallest I've been on before that was a ferry, called cross-channel ferry. So this is going to be quite an experience for me, and hopefully you will join us and enjoy the adventure together. There will be a series of videos covering all the different things that Colin's got up to in his everyday life on the river. Let's go. What's it you're looking for?
There should be a packet with a brand new winch wire on it. Yeah, under there, what's that? That's it. Reach it. That's for the winch, the other, new winch wire for the winch the other side.
Oh right, okay.
Oh, we'll put that there, was it? Right. Okay, so we've got an option of 2 winches, isn't it?
Oh right, okay. We're now just driving down to the quay to where his the tug is, the Sandwich tug, and we're going to get the tools out and load them onto the boat, ready for the job to be done. Eh?
He's used to doing Thames pilotage, and if he was late, he would, well, expiring. He had to be ready for the pilot boat.
Right.
A good hour before departure.
Oh dear, pardon me. Now we had the precarious job of getting the equipment out of the Land Rover and taking it down to the boat, down some concrete steps which were slippery, and it was also dark. So this part of the adventure had already started. Eh?
It's not as muddy as it could have been.
No. That's it. Rock and roll.
Yeah, I'm going to lift this lid up. So.
Yeah, so you can get to the engine. Well, as you can see, it was quite thick fog, and there wasn't really any spotlights on the front of this boat. So, but I think Colin knew the river so well he could find his way down there blindfolded. But the first thing we had to do was check the engine and run through all the different checks, safety checks, oil and water and such like, before we got underway. So you now see here Colin checking the oil and also checking the water to make sure that the heat exchanger was working correctly and we had enough water in it. All vital checks to be done before we carry on our journey, because out in the middle of the sea, if anything breaks down, then you're possibly in trouble. So don't take any risks, let's just do a check. Oh yeah, marvellous.
It's
much easier that way.
Yeah. Oh fuck it.
Alright, it's your pump, is it?
Yeah, feels a bit.
Vacuum pump.
Yeah, it's half full.
Fucking hell. How often have you done that then?
I don't know what's happening there. Still get some out, I think. If I get a little bit out, it'll be better than nothing. See, look, a little stick, right?
Right.
And a mark.
It's there, I can see it, yeah, it's there. Woo, fucking hell, it's way above, yeah. Okay.
See where I'm coming from now.
Yeah, it could do, take a little bit out. You struck oil, yeah, you did that right.
Right, we'll have half throttle.
We were then joined by a colleague called John, as I said at the beginning, who's actually training with Colin at the time to get his ticket to be able to do passenger boat trips down the river. So he said he would come and help out, which was good to have someone else who also had good boat skills, so I felt much safer with the two of them. This was all a new thing to me, so it was a learning experience to say the least. Oh, where is it?
Yeah, let's have a little bit more water as well. Yes, please. Do no harm. You only drinking water. You got water at the drink bed?
No, I haven't actually. That's all right.
Some coffee.
Yeah.
Hang on, hopefully we can save half of this.
That's it, it's showing now.
Keep
We found that the heat exchanger needed topping up with water. This engine doesn't have a radiator like a normal one in a car. It works through a heat exchanger, which as you can imagine is like a small radiator inside a chamber, which is then cooled by water on the outside, which is drawn in up from the river or the sea. It cools down the grill and then it is then squirted out through the exhaust outlet. And that's how a heat exchanger works, for those who are not familiar with that system. Quite simple, but you must make sure it's topped up to work correctly. The weights you just see in front of you, slightly over to the left, are connected to a chain, a new piece of chain, which will then be connected to the buoy once we've moved it, or rather before we move it, and then those weights will be thrown over to keep the buoy in position once we've found its new location. We are now finally underway and are sailing towards where we will find our buoy to be relocated.
If I don't fall asleep and start snoring.
Oh yeah, you bastard. You missed all the action. That was unbelievable, that was.
It's not the dead I'm worried about, I'll tell you it's the living.
What do you want to do? Pull it away?
So it goes over the top of the dashboard.
Oh, and also, it's caught on the rope.
It's alright, it's alright.
Right?
It's over the dashboard.
Look off for that. What you see Colin doing here is sorting out the winch, which will lift the bottom of the buoy up so that Colin can get to the old chain and cut it off. The one thing we found was that unfortunately this winch was jammed. The idea was to counterbalance the weight of the buoy with the weights on the other side that will be connected to it eventually. So this now meant that the buoy was going to be pulled up on the other side, the same side as the weights, because that winch was working. So this meant that the actual boat would be tipping over around a 45-degree angle, which, as you can imagine, made this adventure even more exciting. As I say, all new to me, so hold on. And also he had to lean over the boat to cut the chain off, the old one, so it all gets very exciting, so watch this space.
Off. I said, yeah, it knows it's daylight. Automatic.
So we have John driving the boat while Colin is getting the cutting gear ready to cut the old chain off. But before that he will fit the new chain so that it'll all be roped up and kept steady while he cuts the old chain off, which turns out to be more difficult than it looks. In fact, actually it does look difficult anyway, because the boat is bouncing up and down while you're trying to cut the chain off. Not the easiest task. So Colin is just preparing the propane tank, which will be used in conjunction with an oxygen cylinder for cutting. This can be used for cutting, but it's hopeless for welding, but it is okay for being used as a cutter. So he will be firing that up and cutting through the old chain once he's already connected the new chain, and then he'll release the buoy into the water once we've got it in its new position, and it will be marking out the way or the shipping channel for boats to safely navigate through. It warns of any areas that are shallow. That is the object of the buoy. Okay, you see me here preparing the pipes and the cutting torch ready for Colin to use, and then he will start to get the buoy up on the side of the boat using the winch, and then tying it off with ropes to keep it steady while he cuts the old chain off. Well, that's the theory. Turns out to be a bit harder in practice. Just to make life a little bit more interesting, it turns out that we have a jammed regulator. Oh, it all adds to the fun. But once we get that sorted out and we can get a cutting flame, then we'll start to cut this chain off.
You got terms on deck?
Go on.
Put birds on the deck.
All right.
We've got a lifting thing there, haven't we? I know. Got turns, you see it?
Oh yeah.
It's like the two cuts.
Finally, we reached the buoy out at sea and it's coming alongside, and now Colin has to attach a rope to it and pull it onto the side of the boat. This is where things get interesting, because we've now got the weight of the buoy and we've got the weight that we're going to throw over the side, both on the same side of the boat. So the boat is now tipping over at a sort of 40-45 degree angle, which makes it very interesting, I must admit.
I need that winch to put on it.
Right. Okay.
On the stern.
Now, as Colin prepares the winch ready to connect to the buoy, we get ready to hoist the buoy, well, not aboard the boat, but the bottom end of it needs to come up out of the water so that he can reach the old chain to be able to cut it off, as you will see in these next few clips. see Colin here just trying to rope the top of the buoy in position so it can't move, and then he can winch it up, winch the bottom of the large bit of the buoy up so he can reach the chain which is on the bottom of the buoy to be able to cut the old one off and connect the new one up. It actually made me laugh because as he was winching it up, I was thinking back of that Jaws film, we're going to need a bigger boat. But he does manage to get it up alright, even though the boat does lean over somewhat. It was a bit hair raising at points, but if you're used to it, it doesn't really bother you, does it really?
I know, but I meant to get out of the way first.
Too much movement.
There is a lot, isn't it?
Can it go slow ahead, try and stop it moving?
Now the main problem was with the boat moving up and down on the water and the chain moving around, it was very difficult to get a steady flame on the chain to be able to cut it, because if you know anything about gas cutting, you need to get the correct distance between the item you're cutting and the blowtorch, otherwise it will not burn through. And this was turning out to be rather a chore, but he does do it eventually. I will give him one thing, he doesn't give up very easily.
There we go.
Stay still!
Yeah, the one thing I found doing a job like this, you've certainly got to have patience, because the chain moving up and down, it can't keep the distance correct, and so it's making it very, very hard to cut through. They'll do it eventually. I'll give him one thing, he has got a lot of staying power and patience comes to that.
Yeah, nice one, son. Well done. Well done. Good boy. Woohoo.
the moment that chain is the wrong side of everything, isn't it? Because when you let it go, it's going to catch all round there.
It won't be in a minute.
All right.
Well spotted, that.
Now telling the buoy to its new location, where it will be anchored with the concrete blocks, and then we'll be finished and on our way back home for a well-earned breakfast, I think.
You all fit? Yeah. You want a hand? Oh, yeah, maybe.
You did say you didn't mind losing your plywood.
Mine, sacrificial, but I'll try and get it.
Sacrificial plywood.
Sacrificial plywood.
Oh my God, you got it. Wow.
Just for that.
All that just for that, yeah. And all because the lady loved you for it.
There was no way we were going to cut that chain with a grinder.
Now the new coordinates of the buoy will be entered into a log so that they know where it's been resituated, and then it's off back and to have some breakfast and a nice hot cup of tea.
All right.
Yeah.
Job done.
Counts as night over. You work 2 nights out in a row, then on the third night guaranteed 3.
Yeah.
Very good. I think I've got everything else.
Well, I'm going to tidy all this up in a minute. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and a...
Yes, yeah, I think we've learned it. I think we've all learned it. Day's pay.
Yeah, cup of tea and a scrambled
Never
egg on
volunteer though. I was hoiking that boy. I thought, this is... It's a local game. I've been there before. Using wasted down before.
That's a bit of evidence.
Yeah. That's right.
Not a bad thing. Right, shall we come on, Baz? Let's go to the top
Yep.
of the shore and get
Great. Good idea.
top for the cup.
It's just there on the left. If it's the one you gave me to have the coffee out of.